trucks fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories. Russell's Truck Accessories is the greatest place on earth to make your truck look sharp. If Russell's were a bird, they'd be a bald eagle. If they were a nation, they would be the United States of America. The greatest nation on God's green earth. Thanks in part to Russell's Truck Accessories.
Nettleton students will do anything for the Spirit Stick.
Would you ding-dong ditch Coach Massey?
That old man? Any day.
Get coming!
Would you get tased by Officer Watts?
Yes. Okay. Raider Pride.
Would you cannonball into the Raider River?
Would I? Hold my mullet.
What would you do for the Spirit Stick?
When the Raiders have wrecks, they call collision repair. Back in 1986, Nettleton's Jeff Edgar was smashing baseballs. He hit the first home run in Raider baseball history. These days, he's fixing smashed cars at Collision Repair. Collision Repair's staff is second to none, and their facilities are world class. They'll get you fixed up and back on the road in no time. Collision Repair. It's where the Raiders go when the Raiders have wrecks.
We are Raiders. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like we're in a Raider Pride ad. That means something awesome's about to happen.
Raider Pride, brother. Fire the thing in here. Dinger!
Hey, run.
At Nettleton, we got that Raider Pride.
Because Raider Pride is justified. We are Raiders. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm a junior. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Oh, I'll like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's DJ from Nettleton.
That sounds like a really good deal.
DJ from Nettleton at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's DJ from Nettleton.
What are you wearing, DJ from Nettleton?
A black and gold Raider Pride shirt.
She sounds hideous.
Well, it's DJ, so.
Another reason why Raider Pride is justified.
A lot has changed since the 1950s, but one thing has remained the same. Sue's Drug Store is still keeping Nettleton healthy. Albert and Shirley Sue founded Sue's Drug in 1959, and today their grandson Tyler continues their tradition of fast, friendly, professional service. Sue's Drug Store, keeping Raider Pride healthy and alive since 1959.
The Nettleton Raiders present Messing with Miller.
There he is. Let's get him. Let's go get that jabroni. Y'all check this out.
Nettleton High School, feed your Raider Pride.
From the first time you held on to the time you let go, life is a series of unforgettable firsts. The ones that are planned and the ones that take you by surprise. We celebrate and support these firsts as we travel this journey with you, because firsts are what life is all about. First Community Bank, where community comes first.
I first noticed it when he started school here at Nettleton.
There he is.
Who's got that Raider Pride? We've got that Shh.
Raider Pride, brother. Raider Pride, brother.
So we're going to pick up today chapter 23. Can anybody tell me what page that's on?
89.
Salo, why are you the way that you are?
But you know, some of the stuff he does is actually pretty cool.
Here's some Jimmy.
Who's Jimmy?
Raider Pride can't save you from becoming Mr. Miller, but it can give you the best high school experience ever. Raider Pride is justified.
For Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Della Plain Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Della Plain Seed Company.
They say being a Raider is about more than just going to school. They say being a Raider is about our community, about tradition. Kindergarten at Knowlton is about teachers that I love, learning that is fun. It's really about pride in what we do and who we are becoming. Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.
Hi, I'm Trish Merritt with A Beautiful Mess Salon. I'm a proud graduate of Nettleton High School and a big supporter of the Raiders. I've been at A Beautiful Mess since we opened in September of 2015. I love to take care of my Raider family, like I take care of the legendary Miss T. So feel free to set up an appointment today. Call 870-520-6039. Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.
Looking for a school can be like super overwhelming. You kind of have those fears as a parent that, oh my gosh, the school that I'm gonna pick, it's gonna determine their future and everything else. You know, it's a big choice that you have because you wanna make sure you're gonna put them in a school where they can continue their whole journey. I'm really super glad we started at Nettleton. It was relief that we had found a school where we felt comfortable sending our child. I felt like any situation he'd get put into, he would be able to succeed.
That whatever it takes for every child, but really we mean that. You know, it's not something that we just say, and we don't take that lightly. At the end of the day, I want them to love school. I want them to love and appreciate that our school is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we can to teach them. But my bottom line goal is to teach them to love school and love learning and become a lifelong learner, just like I try to be.
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
I love that hate the feeling of a great drum call.
When I sing my alma mater, I feel it all night long.
I love my school with all my heart and soul.
I know I'm gonna be all right.
Wherever I go.
I'm a little bit country.
And a little bit rock and roll.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this broadcast of Nettleton Softball on NTV. My name is Craig Miller, and thrilled to be able to bring the game to you today. Our first broadcast of softball. We've done several baseball games, a couple of soccer games, but we are doing softball today, which is the third of our three spring sports that we offer here at Nettleton, and should be a dandy as Nettleton takes on Palestine-Wheatley. It's the Raiders versus the Patriots. The weather is great for softball, 54 degrees, a little bit cool, but sunny. Wind is blowing across the field right to left, and got a couple of 500 teams. Nettleton coming in 6-6. They lost a couple of heartbreakers last night at Searcy. Got in late and up early this morning to school. Back at it today. No rest for the weary. As for Palestine-Wheatley, they also come in with a 6-6 record. So both teams will not be 500. That's guaranteed at the end of this game. The starting lineups being introduced for both teams. For Marion, it's going to be Gentry Bass batting first and playing third base. Kaylee Anderson batting second and playing center field. Batting third is Lexi Roberts. She's the catcher. The cleanup hitter is Anna Knowlton, first baseman. Emily Spencer, the shortstop, she bats fifth for the Patriots. Allie Parson bats sixth and plays left field. Anna French bats seventh and plays right field. The designated hitter batting eighth is Erica Odie. Batting ninth is Shelby Fowler, second baseman, and then the pitcher flex position player is Hannah Hooker. For the Raiders, defensively, let's start with number 1, who is actually number 11 on her uniform, number 1 in the baseball numbering system. Aislinn Hart, she is the girl in the circle. Actually, we don't have a circle on the field, but she's the girl who is on the mound. Aislinn Hart getting the start. Lily Grace Crocker behind the plate. Across the infield, Ramsey Clark, Eden White, Brooklyn Panic, Vidalia McIntyre. Outfield, left to right, Aja Brayson, Kate Golden, and Hannah Morisco. We're just about to get this thing underway. A little bit of a late start. We apologize for that. Palestine-Wheatley had a little bit of trouble getting in with the traffic, and anybody that lives in Jonesboro totally understands. You get around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and all of a sudden things around Nettleton kind of clog up a little bit with all the construction. And we're ready to get underway. This is Gentry Bass, who's leading off for the Patriots. First pitch from Hart. Ball 1 missed just inside. So Aislinn behind in the count 1-0. Aislinn's mom is the softball coach here at Nettleton. Charla Kennard, the artist formerly known as Charla Kelly. That's, if all you old-time Nettleton folks watching, you remember Charla Kelly, just an outstanding softball player on a state championship team. 3-0, actually, I believe is the count. 3-0 the count now as Aislinn working on finding the strike zone. Here's the 3-0 pitch. She's swinging on 3-0. A little aggressive play here by Gentry Bass and the Lady Patriots. Swinging on 3-0. I like it. It's a hitter's game. 3-1 from Aislinn Hart. Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. The fire across the diamond is in time. Ramsey Crum to Vidalia McIntyre, and that retires Gentry Bass for the first out. That will bring up Kaylee Anderson, the center fielder, number 2 hole hitter. Bats from the right side, digs in, hands down on the knob. First pitch, she's swinging. Foul back to the screen. Oh and 1 the count. That's a called strike. Nice pitch by Aislinn. 1-1 now the count. Good crowd here at Nettleton. As the Raider faithful, the Raider baseball team out there in center field, maybe you can see them on your screens wherever you may be watching the game. The guys out there supporting the girls on the softball team. That's great to see. Swinging a fly ball, center field. Catch made by Kate Golden, and that is the second out of the inning. Kate Golden, a freshman, getting some playing time and playing center field. Did a good job on that one. Nice job, Kate Golden. And that will bring up the number 3 hole hitter, Lexi Roberts. She's the catcher. And I'll be honest, I don't know anything about this Palestine-Wheatley team other than that they're 6-6, but you can usually tell where they bat in the lineup, what kind of player they are, what kind of hitter they are. If they're batting in the 3-hole, that's usually where they put the best hitter on the team. So be careful here, Aislinn. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1 now the count. The chatter coming from the dugout, maybe you can pick it up wherever you may be listening. It's a little bit loud here at Raider Field as the girls in the Palestine-Wheatley dugout trying to encourage Lexi Roberts. 0-2 the count. 2 Roberts. Correction, 1-2 is what the scoreboard says. 1-2. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. 3 up, 3 down. Flawless inning for Aislinn Hart and the Lady Raiders. We're heading to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless at Raider Field. You're watching Raider softball on NTV.
Terry Gray. Rice farming isn't a profession. It's a way of life. As owner of Della Plain Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Della Plain Seed Company.
It's changed since the 1950s, but one thing has remained the same. Sue's Drug Store is still keeping Nettleton healthy. Albert and Shirley Sue founded Sue's Drug in 1959, and today their grandson Tyler continues their tradition of fast, friendly, professional service. Sue's Drug Store, keeping Raider pride healthy and alive since 1959. And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where we are scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. I want to give a quick shout out to our director, McKenna Oliver, Raider senior, Raider cheerleader. McKenna Oliver, just one of the best young ladies to ever walk those halls, I promise you. Outstanding young lady, and she's helping us out directing today. We didn't know that we were broadcasting until this afternoon when I decided, hey, the baseball games are canceled, and let's bring some softball to you. And McKenna, very kind to step up and say, I will help with the broadcast. So appreciate McKenna, and appreciate Lindsay Miller, who's running camera, my dear sweet wife, who is kind enough to take her Thursday afternoon and run the camera for us. We appreciate our great crew here at NTV. We're ready to get started at the bottom of the first. Kate Golden will be leading off. She plays center field. Aislinn Hart bats second. She's the pitcher. Lily Grace Crocker, the 3-hole hitter. She is the catcher. That's the first 3 in the lineup for the Lady Raiders. The first pitch to Kate Golden is a strike call. It's like it clipped the inside corner. Hannah Hooker, the Lady Patriot, who is getting the start in the circle for Palestine-Wheatley. Their coach, Heather Hawk, longtime coach in these areas and great lady, personal friend, as she was my daughter Gracie's travel ball coach back in the day, and we think very, very highly of Heather Hawk. That ball missed inside. 1-1 now the count to Kate Golden. Impressed with young Miss Golden. She's a freshman. She's a leadoff hitter. She's a starting center fielder. That speaks volumes about her. She comes from the famous Golden family. Her older brother is Michael Golden, who's at the Naval Academy. Daniel Golden, who is a junior at Nettleton. Great NTV student. Both of those guys were actually. Looking forward to getting Kate in the program as well. 2-1 the count to Kate. The pitch from Hannah Hooker, the 2-1 on the way. She swings through and misses, so 2-2 now the count to the Lady Raider leadoff hitter. Eden White bats cleanup. Batting 5th is Ramsey Crum. Hannah Marsico 6th. Vidalia McIntyre 7th. Becca Tibbs, Brooklyn Panic, and Aja Brayson round out the lineup. 2-2 pitch on the way to Kate Golden. In the dirt, that will make it a full count. Beautiful day for softball, a little bit chilly. 53 degrees with the wind blowing in from the west. But that's not stopping anybody. I see a few blankets in the bleachers, but good crowd and a good atmosphere here at Lady Raider Field. Payoff pitch. Misses high. Kate Golden on with a leadoff walk, and that's a good way to start. That'll bring up Aislinn Hart, the Lady Raider pitcher. She stands in with a chance to help her own cause here. Golden on first. Let's see if she wants to do a little running. Unlike baseball, they cannot get a lead. They have to wait till the pitch crosses the plate, I believe. It's bunt, and it's a foul ball. I believe the rule is they have to either wait till the ball leaves the pitcher's hand or till it crosses the plate. My rules analyst, Lindsay Miller, will let me know that. We'll just watch and see. I know they can't get a lead off in baseball. That's like they do in baseball here in the great game of fast pitch softball. 0-1 the count to Aislinn Hart. See if we're trying to play a little small ball again here. Advance that runner. She shows bunt. She does bunt, does not get it down. They fire back to first base and they complete the double play. So it'll be scored 1-3. And the second out of the inning as Kate Golden is doubled off first base. So tough break for the Lady Raiders, and that'll bring up Lily Grace Crocker. Aislinn made contact, but just did not get the ball down. Popped it up to the pitcher, and Kate Golden hung out to dry. So tough break for these Lady Raiders here in the early goings. That'll bring up Lily Grace Crocker, senior catcher for the Lady Raiders. Appreciate Lily Grace. Anybody that puts the equipment on and gets behind the plate, they're doing a great service for their school. I'm not just saying that because I'm an old catcher. I'm saying that because that's a tough position back there. Lily Grace has done a good job. I think she's a 4-year starter for Nettleton. Outstanding softball player and an outstanding young lady. She stands in. She's ahead in the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging a shot up the middle. That's a base hit for Lily Grace Crocker, and she is on first base with a 2-out single, and that'll bring up the power-hitting Eden White. Lady Raiders shortstop, Eden White. I know I have seen video of her launching a ball out of here, one of the earlier games of the season. She has home run power for sure. She is the cleanup hitter. She stands in with a runner on first and 2 outs here on the bottom of the first of a scoreless game. The first pitch to Eden. Called strike. 0-1 now the count. Looks like Officer Russ Manning has made his appearance here at the game. That should make everybody feel a whole lot safer. Officer Manning not happy with how the Cardinals game is going. The Cardinals are winning 9-3 right now. As a diehard Cubs fan, he is not happy about that. That's good enough for him. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a tap foul. 1-2 now the count to Eden White. I don't know why anybody would want to be a Cubs fan. If you're from Chicago, I understand. If you're from Illinois, that makes sense. But anybody from Northeast Arkansas wanting to be a Cubs fan, that's just somebody that's got a contrarian personality. That's all that is. And that describes Russ Manning to a T. 1-2 the count to Eden White. Here's the 1-2, and a hitter. Got her on the arm. She is not rubbing it. She is hit by the pitch. That's a good sign. Eden White, she knows the rule. One of the many unwritten rules, baseball/softball. You get beaned, you don't rub it. I think she's rubbing it now, but she didn't rub it on her way down. Ramsey Crum stands in. with runners on first and second, 2 outs, and Patriot coach Heather Hawk elects to take a timeout, make a mound visit, go over with her girls' situations right here. While she's doing that, I want to say we greatly appreciate our sponsors, people like Trish Merritt, who from A Beautiful Mess Salon. Trish Merritt, one of our great sponsors. She sponsored in basketball season, football season, and if you watch the commercial, which you'll be seeing during the game today, you'll see our director, McKenna Oliver, making a cameo appearance in that commercial. So be on the lookout for that. We appreciate Trish Merritt, a great Nettleton Raider, a great supporter of our broadcast here. Ramsey Crum, the third baseman for the Raiders, stands in with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch to Ramsey. On the way, it's a ball in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher keeping that in front. That's Lexi Roberts behind the plate, and she kept the Lady Raiders from advancing to second, third. Much more advantageous for us to have runners on second and third than first and second. Lexi Roberts did a good job of keeping that from happening. The 1-0 pitch to Ramsey Crum. Oh, clipped the inside corner, 1-1 now the count. Ramsey Crum, another freshman who's getting the start today. She plays third base for the Raiders. She joins Kate Golden, class of 2024, I believe is right. McKenna, is that right? 2024, the freshman class of 2024. Here's the 1-1 to Ramsey, swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. It's booted. Rounding third is Lily Grace Crocker, and she comes in. It's 1-0. They throw to third base, and they call her safe. Woo, might have caught a break right there, but we'll call that an E6. Lily Grace Crocker comes around to score. Eden White slides into third base safely, and the Raiders get on the board. They lead the game 1-0 now. So a good break there for Nettleton as a hard hit shot by Ramsey. Just kind of ate up the shortstop, Emily Spencer, and that'll bring up Hannah Marsico. First pitch to Marsico on the way, swing and a miss, 0-1 now the count. Hannah Marsico plays right field for the Raiders, and she is also a freshman. So 3 freshmen starting for Nettleton. Good signs for the future of this program. Here's the 0-1, and I believe that beamed her. It did. It should be a dead ball. The runners will have to go back. So that's the second hit by pitch this inning. And that will load the bases up for Vidalia McIntyre. McIntyre stands in. She's the first baseman, wears number 6, sophomore. So good young team here for the Lady Raiders. Sweet Vidalia. I'm sure she's been called that sometime in her life. Here's the first pitch to McIntyre. Ball inside. 1-0 the count to McIntyre. Bases loaded. Got Eden White, who was hit by a pitch. She's in third base. Ramsey Crum, who reached on an error, is on second base. On first base is Hannah Marsico. She was hit by a pitch. Vidalia McIntyre, the first baseman for the Lady Raiders, takes strike 1, 1-1 the count. Throw down to third base. Eden White back in safely. One and one the count. Roberts gets the signal from her coach, Heather Hawk, relays it to her pitcher. Here's the 1-1 to Vidalia McIntyre. She takes strike two. 1-2 now the count to Vidalia. Lily Grace Crocker ripped a single and scored on the error. She gave Nettleton a 1-0 lead. That's senior leadership for you right there. Great job by Lily Grace Crocker. Vidalia McIntyre behind in the count. Chokes up on the bat. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a pop fly on the infield. The second baseman drifts back, and Shelby Fowler makes the play for the third out of the inning. But the Raiders get one. They leave 3 on base. They score 1 on a hit, an error, and we have played 1. Your score, Nettleton 1, Palestine-Wheatley 0. You're watching Lady Raider softball on NTV.
First time you held on to the time you let go. Life is a series of unforgettable firsts, the ones that are planned and the ones that take you by surprise. We celebrate and support these firsts as we travel this journey with you, because firsts are what life is all about. First Community Bank, where community comes first.
And we welcome you back to Raider softball on NTV, where we are just about to get underway with the second inning. Nettleton leads 1-0. They scored 1 in the bottom of the first, and that is Anna Knowlton, the Patriots' first baseman, who is leading off. And Aislinn Hart blows a fastball by her. She is ahead in the count, 0-1. Aislinn pitched a perfect frame in the first. She's ahead in the count 0-2 as Knowlton fouls that one back on the screen. See Aislinn's grandpa, Brian Kelly, down there watching his granddaughter play. Used to see Brian Kelly watching his daughter play here on this very field. State championship team. Charlie Kelly, Ashley Cochran. Great, great team, great athletes and young ladies. And here's the 0-2, swinging a tap foul. Nettleton was the first year that they switched to fast-pitch softball. Nettleton won a state championship. It's kind of fortuitous for us. We got a transfer, a young lady named Ashley Cochran who came in, and she had been playing fast-pitch softball in Texas. Here's the 0-2, swinging a little pop fly over to Ramsey Crum. She makes the play, and that's the first out of the inning. But Ashley Cochran and Charlie Kelly, a lot of other talented players, they led Nettleton to a state championship that first year. That's not the only state championship that Nettleton has won in softball. Here's the first pitch, bunt, foul ball. Umpire, well, actually he called it fair. It was on home plate. Home plate's in fair territory, and so we will call that 2-3 as Lily Grace Crocker retires Emily Spencer. Yeah, the umpire made the call, and he did it right. He didn't say fair ball. You're not supposed to do that. You just make if it's a foul ball, you holler foul ball. But he just he signaled that it was fair. The ball landed on home plate, which is in fair territory. So good heads-up play by Lily Grace Crocker. I apologize for calling Lily Grace Lily. I think she is Lily Grace Crocker. So sorry about that, Lily Grace. Allie Parson up now. 1-0 the count on her. She's the left fielder, and she wears number 7. And she gets the first hit of the day for the Patriots. A 2-out single there in the 5-6 hole. That will bring up Anna French, the right fielder. Let's see if the Patriots want to try to do a little bit of running. Would not recommend that with Lily Grace Crocker behind the plate, swinging a shot. That's a base hit to right center field, rounding second and advancing to third. And they missed the cutoff man. Ramsey Crum is there to make the save, but that's 2 hits in a row. Anna French and Allie Parson puts runners on second and third, 2 outs for Erica Odie. So Aislinn Hart going to have to work out of a little bit of trouble here. Erica Odie, she is the designated hitter. She stands in with 2 on, 2 out. Aislinn Hart gets the sign, goes into the motion swing, and a tap foul. 0-1 the count to Odie. Good crew of Raider baseball players out there in center field. Bunch of knuckleheads, but they are here to support the Lady Raiders. Glad to see those guys. I think I see Kobe Miller out there amongst them. Here's the 0-1 to Erica Odie. It's a ball. 1-1 now the count. To Erica Odie. Aislinn Hart kicks, fires, misses, up and in, 2-1. Fire down to third base, and just sliding in safely is Anna French. Lily Grace Crocker keeping her honest. Here's the 2-1. Steve Wright called outside corner. Great pitch by Aislinn Hart. Runs the count to 2-2. Deuces wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 just misses inside. Umpire thought about ringing her up on that, but ball just a little bit low, a little bit inside. Still a good pitch on 2-2, so full count to Erica Odie. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. The Lady Patriots strand a couple. We've played 1.5. Your score, Nettleton 1, Marion 0. You are watching Lady Raider softball on NTV.
I'm Trish Merritt with A Beautiful Mess Salon. I'm a proud graduate of Nettleton High School and a big supporter of the Raiders. I've been at A Beautiful Mess since we opened in September of 2015. I love to take care of my Raider family, like I take care of the legendary Miss T. So feel free to set up an appointment today. Call 870-520-6039. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.
It's changed since the 1950s, but one thing has remained the same. Sue's Drug Store is still keeping Nettleton healthy. Albert and Shirley Sue founded Sue's Drug in 1959, and today their grandson Tyler continues their tradition of fast, friendly, professional service. Sue's Drug Store, keeping Raider pride healthy and alive since 1959. And we welcome you back to beautiful Lady Raider Field here on the campus of Nettleton High School. I love this park. It's kind of, even though we're not in a downtown area here, it's got kind of a downtown park feel with the field houses in the left field and the right field. And it's makes for a good backdrop and just a good place to play some ball. Got a dandy going on here as the Lady Raiders lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Nettleton will send up Becca Tibbs, Brooklyn Panic, and Aja Brayson to the plate. We'll be leading off. Really appreciate Becca. Becca is a part of our NTV crew who helped out with I guess every football game this year. Becca was on the crew running camera and helping out, and she is leading off the bottom of the second. The first pitch to her clips the inside corner. So Becca behind in the count, 0-1. The 0-1 on the way to Becca Tibbs. Swing and a ground ball to the first baseman. She fields and retires Becca by herself. That is Anna Knowlton who made the play there. Good play by Anna, and that will bring up Brooklyn Panic. Brooklyn wears number 5, and she plays left field. She is a senior. First pitch to Brooklyn on the way. Ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Apologize. I said that Aja Brayson would bat this inning. Actually, we're back to the top of the lineup. Aja is playing left field. She's the flex player. There's a designated hitter, which would be, I guess, Becca Tibbs would be the designated hitter for Aja Brayson. So much like baseball, as a foul ball off of Brooklyn, much like baseball, they play 9, and they do allow a designated hitter, and that is the reason for my confusion. I am again the designated hitter. Not afraid to say that. That ain't the way God intended the game to be played, with a designated hitter. Here's the one. Don't get me started on that. That's a conviction I have that not everybody does. There's people out there that like the American League style of play. Those people are called communists. But real Americans, they like baseball the way that God intended, with no freaking designated hitter. But like I said, don't get me on that soapbox. Here's the 2-1 to Brooklyn Panic, swinging a foul ball. Look out. Just missed a couple of vehicles over there. I thought we might have a busted windshield, but thankfully it landed harmlessly on the pavement. So Brooklyn Panic, the Lady Raiders' second baseman, digs in. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Lady Raiders leading 1-0 over Palestine-Wheatley. Swinging a hot shot to the shortstop, unable to field it, and that is E6. Brooklyn Panic reaches on another error by the Patriot shortstop. That'll bring up the top of the lineup, Kate Golden. Kate walked in her first at-bat, was doubled off on a double play that I know Kate would love to have back. She stands up at the plate here in the second inning with a runner on first, 1 down. Here's the first pitch to Kate Golden. She squares to bunt. It's a beauty to the first baseman. She fields and throws, and she is safe. The sacrifice would have been good, but I'm going to go ahead and call that a infield single for Kate Golden. And that will advance Brooklyn Panic over to third and bring up Aislinn Hart. You can bet Golden will be running on the first pitch here. Aislinn grounded out to the pitcher in her first, popped out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. And she is bunting. She pulls back, and they throw through. Shortstop stepped up and intercepted the throw, if you will. And the runner from third did not break home. So stolen base puts runners on at second and third. RBI opportunity here for Aislinn Hart. She is squaring to bunt. Let's see if she pulls back and slashes at it. Here's the pitch to Aislinn. She did pull back. She was swinging, and that ball just nearly hit her in the helmet. So Hannah Hooker buzzing the bell tower of Aislinn Hart. 2-0 now the count. Aislinn squared around like she may be looking to bunt. Of course, she did that last time. She pulled back and was swinging. Let's see what she does this time. Here's the 2-0. She pulls back, and she watches ball 3. So Aislinn Hart way ahead in the count, 3-0. Looks down and gets the sign from her mom, her coach. We'll see if that sign was the green light. Most of the time, 3-0,
It's an automatic take. You'll hear a coach say, hey, be smart, be smart. In other words, don't you dare swing the bat on 3-0. Here's the 3-0. Aislinn taken all the way, and she watches strike one. So I personally like that call by Coach Kennard to have her daughter take on 3-0. Still way ahead in the count. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 delivery to Aislinn Hart. Swing and a foul back and out of play. And that will run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Aislinn Hart. Runners on second and third. Nettleton with a chance to extend 1-run lead. Here in the bottom of the second. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball low in the dirt. Nice job there by Lexi Roberts, and that's to keep that ball in front. That is a walk, and that will load the bases for Lily Grace Crocker. And that will bring out Palestine-Wheatley's coach, Heather Hawk, to have a mound conference with her team. So the Lady Raiders with a rally here. They got a little something going in the second. The inning started with Becca Tibbs grounding out to the first baseman. Brooklyn Panic reached on an error. Kate Golden with a single. Aislinn Hart with a walk. And that is where we stand right now. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That is number 4. Let's see if we can't figure out what all is going on here. Shelby Fowler is going to be the new pitcher. Let's see if Fowler goes to second base. That's how she wants to play it. We'll try to get it all sorted out, who's going where. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a 30-second break while she warms up and let you hear from one of our great sponsors. 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. You're watching Raider Softball on NTV.
First time you held on to the time you let go. Life is...
I apologize for that. That was a quick warm-up there by Shelby Fowler. I know I want you to hear from our sponsors, but I sure want you to see this game, and we don't want to pull a Heidi Bowl type situation and pull away from it and have you miss something. So the bases are loaded and 1 out for Lily Grace Crocker. First pitch to Lily Grace is a ball. Shelby Fowler, the new pitcher for Palestine-Wheatley. Lily Grace Crocker, she's 1 for 1. She had a single in the first and came around and scored the only run of the game. She is the Raider catcher. She is the 3-hole hitter. Here's the 1-0 to her. Strike called on the inside corner. We'll count now even at 1-1 to Lily Grace. Fowler gets the sign. Steps to the rubber. Delivers. Ball. Ball high. 2-1 now the count. To Lily Grace. Bases loaded, 1 down. Raiders senior Lily Grace Crocker. Here's the 2-1, swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. They go home. They get the runner at home, so that'll be scored fielder's choice, 5-2. Nice job by Gentry Bass firing to Lexi Roberts and retiring Brooklyn Panic. Second out of the inning, and it brings up Eden White. Bases loaded, 2 down. Cleanup hitter Eden White stands in. Be a good situation for Eden White to jump all over one right here. Hit one to the baseball team who's watching out in center field. First pitch to Eden. Strike called. Clip the inside corner, and Eden behind in the count 0-1. Eden steps out. Digs back in. Powerful right-handed hitter, Eden White. Here's the 0-1-2er. Swinging a shot, foul, and out of play. That would have cleared the bases if it would have been fair, but it was well foul, and Eden finds herself behind in the count, 0-2. It may have been a changeup there by Fowler. It's a little more difficult for me to identify the pitches in softball than it is in baseball. I've been watching baseball all my life. I know what a fastball looks like, a curveball looks like. I can usually identify a changeup. A little harder for me in this sport. She was so far ahead of it, I'm just assuming that the pitcher took a little bit off on it. It was probably a change of pace. Here's the 0-2 to Eden White. Swinging a foul back, so Eden hanging tough, just like the new kids on the block. 1980s reference for all the mamas and daddies out there watching their girls play. Eden White taking her time getting in the box for some reason. Now she's ready. She digs in, and here's the 0-2. Swing and a shot foul and out of play. That's over there by my truck. I parked my truck in what I thought would be a safe place, but I'll be danged if that Eden White just almost didn't hit it. That would be just about my luck. Park it way down the left field line, foul territory, and get my windshield busted out. Be a great way to start the Easter weekend. Bases loaded, 2 down. Eden White looking to give the Raiders a bigger lead than the 1-0 cushion that they enjoy right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch to the Raider shortstop. Swinging a shot, left center field. That's down. That's to the wall. 1 run in. Here comes another. They're gonna wave her around. Play at the plate. Not in time. Eden White with an RBI triple has cleared the bases, and the Raiders now lead 4-0. That was a rope off of the bat of Eden White. Mercy. That scored Lily Grace Crocker, Aislinn Hart, and Kate Golden, and it brings up Ramsey Crum. She is 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on an error in the first. Hits the ball sharply. That's a base hit and an RBI single for Ramsey Crum. So that plates Eden White, and it is 5-0 Lady Raiders. And that'll bring up Hannah Marsico. Marsico stands in. She was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. It is 5-0. The scoreboard a little bit tardy in getting there, but it is. I'm keeping a book. It's not the official book, but keeping a book, and I know the score is 5-0. I think our scoreboard guys are taking a little break as they missed that ball as well. There we go. 1-0. They're trying to kind of figure out how to work that thing. It's not easy. You have to have a college degree to learn how to work that freaking thing sometimes. 2-0 as the 1-0 misses inside. To Hannah Marsico. Ramsey Crum at first. The 2-0 just pretty near hitter. Hannah Marsico at the last second scooted back and out of the way. She's way ahead in the count, 3-0. Got to figure she's going to be getting the take sign here is Shelby Fowler struggling a little bit to find the strike zone here. She found the strike zone a couple of batters ago, and Eden White made her pay. She ripped a RBI triple, maybe scored as a double, but she wound up on third. I'm going to put it down as a triple. She may advance to third on the throw, but that's a walk to Hannah Marsico, puts runners at first and second for Vidalia McIntyre. McIntyre pop up to the second baseman, her first at bat. She stands in with the Lady Raiders leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Right on cue, the scoreboard makes it 5-0. First pitch to her is a strike called. Hannah Marsico on first, Ramsey Crum on second. Crum with an RBI single, Marsico with a walk. Vidalia McIntyre stands in, the Lady Raider first baseman. Chokes up just a little bit on the bat. Ball inside, 2-0 now the count. I say 2-0, the scoreboard says 1-1. I'll go with what they say right now, 1-1. Whatever it is, the next pitch on the way to McIntyre. Ball. 2-1 now the count. To Vidalia. Lady Raiders have erupted for 4 runs here in the second. Fowler gets the sign. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. The shortstop fields, and she makes the throw over to third base and retires the Raiders on a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice 6-5 is how we'll score that. Fielder's choice 6-5, and the Raiders send 9 batters to the plate, and they score 4 runs. We have now played 3. The Raiders lead 5-0. You're watching Raiders softball on NTV.
First time you held on to the time you let go. Life is a series of unforgettable firsts. The ones that are planned and the ones that take you by surprise. We celebrate and support these firsts as we travel this journey with you, because firsts are what life is all about. First Community Bank, where community comes first.
Avrex, they call collision repair. Back in 1986, Nettleton's Jeff Edgar was smashing baseballs. He hit the first home run in Raider baseball history. These days, he's fixing smashed cars at Collision Repair. Collision Repair staff is second to none, and their facilities are world class. They'll get you fixed up and back on the road in no time. Collision Repair, it's where the Raiders go when the Raiders have wrecks.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, Lady Raider Field, where Nettleton enjoying a 5-0 lead over the Lady Patriots of Palestine-Wheatley. Palestine will be sending their number 9 hole hitter up to the plate to lead off here in the top of the third. Aislinn Hart deals. Ball outside. 1-0 now the count to Shelby Fowler. Fowler started at second base and started pitching, moved to pitcher in the second inning. Aislinn just misses outside. 2-0 now the count. 5-0 lead. Now's the time to be throwing strikes and not give many free passes. Aislinn behind in the count 3-0 to Shelby Fowler. Here's a 3-0. She misses, and that's a leadoff walk to Shelby Fowler. Not the way you want to start an inning. Those leadoff walks usually have a way of coming around and scoring. That'll bring up Gentry Bass. She grounded out to the third baseman. Her first at-bat, she is the Patriots' leadoff hitter. First pitch, swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. They get the out at second. The turn not in time. Runner thought about going to second, but wisely stayed at first, so that'll be scored fielder's choice 6-4. And it'll bring up Kaylee Anderson. She bats second for the Patriots. She flew out to center field in her first at-bat. She stands in against Raider freshman Aislinn Hart. First pitch, runner going, throw down to second base, not in time, so a stolen base for Gentry Bass. A young lady's got good wheels. Runner on second now in scoring position for Kaylee Anderson, Lady Patriots. I guarantee you this team will not go down without a fight. 1-0 pitch, bunt, fielded by Crum. The throw across is not in time. That is going to be an infield single for Kaylee Anderson. And it will put runners at the corners. 1 out for Lexi Roberts. Bats in the 3-hole. She is the catcher. Marion trailing by 5, but they have got the opportunity to change that here. Runner goes. Throw to the shortstop. Nothing doing. And that'll be a stolen base for Kaylee Anderson. It'll put runners on second and third, 1 down. Roberts struck out her first at-bat. 1-0 must have been high. 2-0 now the count to Lexi Roberts. Bunt. Crum. Everybody's safe. Crum fielded it. It looked like it might have been going foul. Crum had to make a split decision there, split-second decision, and she elected to field it. Didn't work out for the Raiders as Lexi Roberts beats it out. So the bases are now loaded for the cleanup hitter, Anna Knowlton. She popped out to the third baseman in her first at-bat. She is 0 for 1. Bases loaded, 1 down. Swing and a miss is Aislinn Hart ahead in the count. Bases full of Lady Patriots. Aislinn Hart trying to work out of a jam. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a shot toward left field. The left fielder's there. It's off her glove. And so thought there might be a forced play at third, but everybody is safe. So I'll call that a E7. That's how I am scoring that. And the Lady Patriots on the board here in the top of the third. Your score is now 5-1. Anderson advances to third. Roberts to second. Anna Knowlton, who just reached on an error, is at first base. That'll bring up Emily Spencer. Swing and a miss, and she is behind that delivery and behind in the count, 0-1. Spencer, the shortstop for Marion. Bats in the number 5 hole. Here's the 0-1. Steve Wright called. Beautiful pitch there by Aislinn Hart. 0-2. Now the count to Emily Spencer. Strikeout would be wonderful. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Just like the doctor ordered, she struck her out, and that's 2 down now. It'll bring up Allie Parson. Bases loaded, 2 down. Aislinn not out of this jam yet, but that definitely helped her cause. Parson 1 for 1. She ripped a single in her first at-bat. Here's first pitch to her. Nice pitch, inside corner. Steve Wright called, 0-1 the count to Allie Parson. Aislinn bearing down here with the bases loaded. Here's the 0-1. Steve Wright called. Inside corner. Good look by the umpire, and He raised that right hand. 0-2 now the count. Aislinn Hart way ahead of Allie Parson. 0-2. Swing and a miss. She struck her out, and the Lady Patriots strand the bases loaded. However, they do get on the board. We've played 2.5. Your score, Nettleton 5, Marion 1. You're watching Raiders softball on NTV.
Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession. It's a way of life. As owner of Della Plain Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Della Plain Seed Company.
Three things we Nettleton Raiders love. We love our school, we love America, and we love getting our trucks fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories. Russell's Truck Accessories is the greatest place on earth to make your truck look sharp. If Russell's were a bird, they'd be a bald eagle. If they were a nation, they would be the United States of America. The greatest nation on God's green earth. Thanks in part to Russell's Truck Accessories.
And we welcome you back to Raider softball on NTV. Hannah Hooker back on the mound for Palestine-Wheatley. Marion not playing here today. That's Palestine-Wheatley. They're all Patriots, and they got the same logo. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Same color scheme, of course. Of course, if you have a school and your mascot is the Patriots, you know you're going to go with red, white, and blue. That's what Palestine-Wheatley is doing. I love it. Sharp-looking uniforms. The catcher has got stars and bars on her chest protector. Looks like a superhero. Looks like Captain America out there. Just beautiful. But apologies to everybody from Palestine-Wheatley, as I have been falsely identifying you good people as Marion. I know you would not want to be associated with the likes of Pete Prater, so I need to apologize to everybody from Palestine-Wheatley. We are in the bottom of the third. Nettleton will be sending Becca Tibbs, Brooklyn Panic, and Kate Golden up. They lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the third frame. Becca Tibbs grounded out to the first baseman, her first at-bat. She digs in here in the bottom of the third inning. Her Lady Raiders leading Palestine-Wheatley 5-1. Fouls the first one out of play. Off of a silver SUV. Looks like everything is intact. Did not break any windows. Maybe just a small indentation. Put some Bondo on it. No problem. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball. I don't know a lot of things, but if there's anything mechanical, I know everything there is to know about it. My wife is nodding her head in agreement up here in the press box. That is a joke. Anybody that knows me, I'm the least mechanically inclined person in the world. Here's the 0-2, swinging a shot to the second baseman. Nice play over there, and the second baseman retires Becca Tibbs for the first out of the inning. Heck of a play there by number 20. That is Shelby Fowler. And that will bring up Brooklyn Panic. She reached on an error at her first at-bat. Hits that one foul and out of play. Made it all the way to third base. Actually was cut down on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Big inning for the Raiders as they sent 9 ladies to the plate. Plated 4 runs. That's the difference in the game right now. The 0-1 misses low. 1-1 now the count to Brooklyn Panic. Hannah Hooker, the Patriot pitcher, goes through her motion, swinging a ground ball, base hit to left field. Nice rip there by Brooklyn Panic, and she is on for the second time with a single down the third base line. Hard hit ball, and unable to make the play was Gentry Bass, and that'll bring up the top of the lineup, Kate Golden. Kate Golden 1 for 1. She's reached base both at bats. She walked in the first inning. First pitch to her. On the way. Ball high. 1-0 the count to the freshman center fielder, Kate Golden. Hannah Hooker delivers the 1-0, ball high, 2-0. Ball had the motion of an old slow pitch. When softball first came to Nettleton, I guess came to all Arkansas schools, it was the slow pitch variety. It would have been sometime around the turn of the century, 2002 maybe, 2001, somewhere around in there, where they switched it over to fast pitch. I personally prefer the slow pitch game, but I realize I'm in the minority on that opinion. Here's the 2-0, swinging a foul ball out of play. This is a fast-paced game, don't get me wrong, but the slow pitch variety, everybody hits. You got to have a whole lot better defense. Fast pitch softball, if you have a dominant pitcher, then you're pretty much set. If you got somebody that can catch her, and you can ride that horse, and the game is just not as exciting, I guess. That's my reasoning for liking slow pitch softball better. You may disagree with it. That's totally fine. 2-1, swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. She fires across the diamond and retires Kate Golden for the first time today. That's the second out. Advancing to second is Brooklyn Panic. That will bring up Aislinn Hart. Aislinn 0 for 1 with a walk. Grounded out to the pitcher, and popped up to the pitcher. A bunt, attempted bunt in the first inning. She walked in the second inning. Squared around as if she intends to bunt. Pulls back. Watches ball one miss just inside. 1-0 now the count to Aislinn. The way she squares around every time, it keeps the defense honest. They got to watch for the bunt, but more times than not, she pulls back and swings away. 1-0. Swinging a high fly ball, center field. Center fielder camps out underneath it, and she makes the play, retiring Aislinn Hart and ending the Lady Raider threat in the third. We've played 3 full innings. Your score, Nettleton 5, Palestine-Wheatley 1. You're watching Raider softball on NTV.
I'm Trish Merritt with A Beautiful Mess Salon. I'm a proud graduate of Nettleton High School and a big supporter of the Raiders. I've been at A Beautiful Mess since we opened in September of 2015. I love to take care of my Raider family, like I take care of the legendary Miss T. So feel free to set up an appointment today. Call 870-520-6039. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.
We welcome you back to Raider softball on NTV. Nettleton 5, Palestine-Wheatley 1. Top of the fourth inning. We're playing 7. Raiders leading here in the top of the fourth. It matters not the score in the top of the fourth. It matters at the end of the seventh. Hopefully the Raiders will maintain the lead throughout. It's going to be Anna French leading off. First pitch to French is a ball outside. 1-0 now the count. Next offering is fouled back. 0-2 the count. I say 0-2. The scoreboard says 1-1. Who's right? Me or the scoreboard? Okay. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. She bunts, and I guess I was wrong. That's 1-1. Now it's 1-2 as she bunts and misses. So I need to pay better attention to the count. That is my bad. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2, swinging a pop fly on the infield. Brooklyn Panic underneath it, and she makes the play, retiring Anna French. That's the first out here in the top of the fourth inning. It'll bring up Erica Odie. Odie struck out in her first and only at-bat. She is 0-1 on the day. Nice play there by Brooklyn Panic, as that was a high fly ball in a bright sky. Panic camped out underneath it, judged it accurately, hauled it in. Nice play by Brooklyn Panic. That'll bring up Erica Odie, the designated hitter. First pitch to her, swing and a pop-up on the infield. Ramsey Crum ranges over and makes the play. And so second out of the inning as Erica Odie pops up on the infield. She's now 0-2 on the game, and that will bring up Shelby Fowler. Second baseman for Marion. First pitch to her. Clips the outside corner. Shelby Fowler is actually the second baseman for Palestine-Wheatley, not Marion. That's only happened about 10 times in this broadcast. This is not Marion. This is Palestine-Wheatley. I know that. Lindsay, my wife running camera, she's threatening to hit me if I do it again. We'll see if it happens. Swing and a miss. She struck her out, and a very good inning by Aislinn Hart. 3 up, 3 down. The Patriots go quietly in the – that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call them the Patriots every time. The Patriots go quietly in the fourth. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth. Your score, Nettleton 5, Palestine-Wheatley 1. You're watching Raider softball on NTV.
It's changed since the 1950s. But one thing has remained the same. Sue's Drug Store is still keeping Nettleton healthy. Albert and Shirley Sue founded Sue's Drug in 1959, and today their grandson Tyler continues their tradition of fast, friendly, professional service. Sue's Drug Store, keeping Raider pride healthy and alive since 1959. Raiders have wrecks they call collision repair. Back in 1986, Nettleton's Jeff Edgar was smashing baseballs. He hit the first home run in Raider baseball history. These days, he's fixing smashed cars at Collision Repair. Collision Repair staff is second to none, and their facilities are world class. They'll get you fixed up and back on the road in no time. Collision Repair. It's where the Raiders go when the Raiders have wrecks.
And we welcome you back to Lady Raider Field, where Nettleton leads Palestine-Wheatley 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nettleton will be sending Lily Grace Crocker, Eden White, and Ramsey Crum up to the plate. So we should have a heck of a chance to extend our 5-1 lead with the heart of the lineup coming up, our 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Lily Grace will be leading off. She has reached twice, once on a fielder's choice, once on a single in the first, and she has scored 2 runs. Kind of been the spark plug today for the Lady Raiders. She leads off the 4th inning. I guarantee you Nettleton has the nicest softball press box in Northeast Arkansas. I guarantee you it is a wonderful facility. Most high schools around here don't even have what you'd call a press box for softball, and we've got a dandy up here for sure. First pitch to Lily Grace is a called strike. With that being said, it's the way the field is positioned, the sun shines right on the press box, and this time of day it gets a little bit uncomfortable out here. Thankfully, we got a nice cool breeze coming in to cool things down. 0-1 pitch is a ball. Misses high. Good eye there by Lily Grace. 1-1 now the count. Here's the 1-1 to Lily Grace. Swinging a shot to the shortstop, but a nice play over there by Emily Spencer. And that retires Lily Grace Crocker for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Eden White. Eden is 1 for 1 on the day. She has reached base safely twice, was hit by a pitch in the first, and had a 3-run triple, which may have actually been a 3-run double when she advanced on the throw, but I'm calling it a 3-run triple. In the second, the first pitch to the Raider cleanup hitter, shortstop Eden White on the way. Swinging a hot shot right back up the middle. That's a base hit for Eden White. She rounds first, and that's where she's at with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. She puts the ball in play on her own terms, and she puts the ball in play with authority. Eden White, she squared up a couple of them today. Ramsey Crum stands in. She's reached base safely twice, once on an error, and she had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Hits the ball right back to the pitcher. They try to get the lead runner. A nice play there by Emily Spencer to save the ball from going out into the outfield. So it'll be a fielder's choice 1-6. I'm going to put a star by that number 6 there. That's a heck of a play. That's the 2nd out of the inning as Ramsey Crum hits into a fielder's choice. She's at first base. Hannah Marsico steps up. Hannah has reached base safely twice. She was hit by a pitch, and she walked. Little fly ball on the infield, soft liner to the shortstop, and that is all for the Lady Raiders here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 4. Your score, Nettleton 5, Palestine-Wheatley 1. You're watching Lady Raider softball on NTV.
A lot has changed since the 1950s, but one thing has remained the same. Sue's Drug Store is still keeping Nettleton healthy. Albert and Shirley Sue founded Sue's Drug in 1959, and today their grandson Tyler continues their tradition of fast, friendly, professional service. Sue's Drug Store, keeping Raider pride healthy and alive since 1959. When the Raiders have wrecks, they call Collision Repair. Back in 1986, Nettleton's Jeff Edgar was smashing baseballs. He hit the first home run in Raider baseball history. These days, he's fixing smashed cars at Collision Repair. Collision Repair's staff is second to none, and their facilities are world class. They'll get you fixed up and back on the road in no time. Collision Repair. It's where the Raiders go when the Raiders have wrecks.
And we welcome you back to Lady Raider softball on NTV. Nettleton with a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Top of the lineup here for Marion, Gentry Bass leading off. Aislinn Hart's first pitch to her. That's a Steve Reich, as she did offer at it with the bunt attempt. Gentry is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the third baseman and reached on a fielder's choice. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Aislinn Hart to her. Swinging a fly ball to left field. The Lady Raider left fielder, and that is Becca Tibbs, makes a fine running catch and retires Gentry Bass. Good play out there by Becca. That will bring up Kaylee Anderson. Anderson, 1 for 2. Flew out to center field and got a bunt single in the 3rd inning. The only inning that the Patriots scored, and she was a big part of that rally. Anderson, the center fielder, the first pitch to her is a ball. One and 0 the count to Kaylee Anderson. Hart steps off. Anderson steps out. They call that an illegal pitch. Not sure why. Not smart enough to argue with it. Here's the next pitch. It's a Steve Wright call. I guess that illegal pitch would be a ball. Surely that's... So I'm calling it the 1-1 right now, and you'll have to forgive my ignorance. I don't know if that is right. I know there's 2 strikes now as Anderson fouls that one back. Lily Grace Crocker retrieves it from the screen, fires it to her battery mate, Aislinn Hart. Two and 2 now the count. So 2-2. Appreciate the umpire raising those fingers. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a shot foul down the left field line, and Aislinn Hart even in the count, 2-2. It's the Patriots from Palestine-Wheatley. Got a chance to meet some of the young ladies in the dugout earlier. They speak very, very Southern, heavy Southern accents. Those are country girls right there. And that is a hit by pitch. Kaylee Anderson trots down to first base. She's there with 1 out. The Bellamy brothers once sang, give me a redneck girl. We got a whole dugout full of them down there, the girls from Palestine-Wheatley. And, of course, to me, the term redneck's a term of endearment. Like Jeff Foxworthy said, you can't make fun of rednecks unless you are one, and I are one. Here's Lexi Roberts, runner going, shot down to second base. Safe is the call as Kaylee Anderson slides in just ahead of the tag. Lexi Roberts now with a RBI opportunity. That was a called strike, so 0-1 the count. Runner on second, 1 down. Roberts is 1 for 2. She struck out in her first at-bat in the first. In the 3rd inning, she laced a single to center field. She takes strike 2. 2 strikes now on Lexi Roberts. Swinging a ground ball to short, knocked down by Eden White. She fires it across the diamond in time to retire Lexi Roberts. 6-3 is how we will score that, and that is the 2nd out of the inning. Kaylee Anderson unable to advance as White's throw was a strong one. Vidalia McIntyre alertly realized a runner was on second. She kept her from advancing, and that brings up Anna Knowlton. Anna's 0 for 2. She's behind in the count now, 0-1. She popped up to the third baseman, and she reached on an error by the left fielder. She is the first baseman, the cleanup hitter. Usually them cleanup hitters, they get a little bit of pop in their bat. A little fake bunt. The throw down to third. Not in time as the ball got away from Lily Grace just a little bit. Smart read there by Kaylee Anderson. That's another, we'll call it a stolen base. She advances on the stolen base, and she's at third base, 60 feet away from scoring. I believe that's the distance between the bases in softball. I'm used to calling baseball games. I would say she's 90 feet away from scoring, but I believe in this game it's 60 feet. The 1-1, swinging a little soft liner on the infield. Eden White makes a nice running play and retires Palestine-Wheatley. So they strand one, but they score none. We are headed to the bottom of the fifth. The Lady Raiders hanging on to a 5-1 lead. You're watching Lady Raiders softball on NTV.
I'm Trish Merritt with the Beautiful Mess Salon. I'm a proud graduate of Nettleton High School and a big supporter of the Raiders. I've been at a Beautiful Mess since we opened in September of 2015. I love to take care of my Raider family, like I take care of the legendary Miss T. So feel free to set up an appointment today. Call 870-520-6039. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.
Three things we Nettleton Raiders love. We love our school, we love America, and we love getting our trucks fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories. Russell's Truck Accessories is the greatest place on earth to make your truck look sharp. If Russell's were a bird, they'd be a bald eagle. If they were a nation, they would be the United States of America. The greatest nation on God's green earth. Thanks in part to Russell's Truck Accessories.
We welcome you back to Raider Field, where Nettleton has a 5-1 lead over Palestine-Wheatley, the team that I've often called the Marion Patriots in this game, but they are not Marion. They are Palestine-Wheatley. Consolidation between the Palestine and the Wheatley school districts, no doubt. The Raiders are going to be sending up Vidalia McIntyre, Becca Tibbs, and Brooklyn Panic to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth inning. If you're the type of baseball, softball fan that counts outs, which they say is bad luck, but if you're that type of fan, we're 6 outs away from winning this thing. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe that things that the announcer says somehow jinxes a team. I just don't believe in that kind of foolishness. So I'm going to count outs. We got 6 outs to go for a Lady Raider victory. Vidalia McIntyre steps in. Here's the first pitch to her. Ball misses inside, maybe a little bit low as well. Vidalia reached in the second on a fielder's choice. She popped up to the second baseman in the first. Here's the 1-0 to Vidalia McIntyre. Steve Wright called, 1-1. Trying to think of the country music artist, maybe my wife here will help me out, who had a song called Sweet Vidalia. Was it Sammy Kershaw? Sweet Vidalia. That was a popular country music song in the 90s. And maybe that was the inspiration for Vidalia McIntyre's name. I don't know. Here's the 1-1 to Vidalia. It is ball high, 2-1 now the count. I'm going to try to Google that while I'm watching this game here. Sweet Vidalia. It is a type of onion, Sweet Vidalia. As Vidalia holds up. 3-1 now the count to her. That's right, Sammy Kershaw sang Sweet Vidalia, 1996. Sweet Vidalia McIntyre takes a strike. Full count now to Vidalia, the first baseman, leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Payoff pitch to Vidalia McIntyre on the way. Swinging a fly ball. It may drop in, and it does. So base hit for Vidalia McIntyre. And that's how the Lady Raiders start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Becca Tibbs to the plate. Becca 0 for 2, but well, she sure hit the ball sharply her last at-bat. Unfortunately, just right at the second baseman. Softball is a lot like baseball. Sometimes it's just not fair. You can get up there and just tattoo the ball, and it'll be right at somebody. You get out, then you hit a little pop-up, a little flare, and it'll drop in. You get credited for a single. It's one reason why it's the greatest game ever invented. It's a whole lot like life. It's just not fair sometimes. Becca Tibbs watches ball one. Good eye there by Becca. She is ahead in the count, 1-0. Becca digs in, locks in on the pitcher. Here's the 1-0. Steve Wright called, 1-1 now the count to Becca Tibbs. Lady Raider left fielder. Where's number 3? Looks toward her coach, Coach Charlie Kennard. Gets the sign, digs in. She waits for the pitch. Here's the 1-1. She squares to bunt. It is fouled straight back, so it'll be 1-2. One and two now the count to Becca Tibbs. The youngest of the Tibbs sisters, Ashley, Allison, and Becca. Becca would tell you that they saved the best for last. Much like the Miller children, Carla, Mike, and Craig. Swinging a foul ball, catcher unable to hold on. Thankfully for the Lady Raiders, that would have been foul tip, strike 3. 1-2 now the count to Becca Tibbs. She's got a new life and runner on first. Nobody down but left fielder Becca Tibbs. She digs in. She is locked and loaded. Ready for the 1-2. Swinging a hard ground ball to the second baseman, and she elects to get the out at first. First out of the inning, but it is a productive out as Vidalia McIntyre scoots down to second base. Might have had time to get her at second and get that lead runner, but the ball pulled her toward first base, and she got the sure out at first. Nothing wrong with that, and that'll bring up Brooklyn Panic, who has reached safely twice today. Single in her last at-bat. Here's the first pitch to Brooklyn. Swinging a shot toward right field. Gets down over the right fielder's head. Panic cruising into second with a stand-up double, and she has an RBI to her credit. Good rip by Brooklyn Panic as Vidalia McIntyre comes in to score. It's 6-1 Lady Raiders. Brooklyn Panic has 2 hits on the day, having herself a fine day at the plate. And that'll bring up Kate Golden, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a hard ground out to the third baseman. She also walked in the first inning. She is the Lady Raider leadoff person. I'm accustomed to saying the leadoff man. Would not apply in this instance. She hiked her right leg and kept from getting hit by that pitch. So 1-0 the count to Kate Golden. Runner on second, 1 down. Looks down, gets a sign from Coach Kennard. The Pitch to Golden is a called strike. One and one now the count. There's the 1-1 from Hooker. It is a ball low. 2-1 now the count to Kate Golden. Brooklyn Panic on second base. She just laced a RBI double. Golden would love to trade places with her, as they say. 2-1. Ball just inside. Golden started her swing but held up. She is ahead in the count, 3-1. To Golden is ball 4 high, and Golden is on for the third time today. This freshman center fielder, all she does is get on base. That's what a good leadoff hitter is supposed to do. Puts runners on first and second, one down for Aislinn Hart. I was informed by Jeff McMillan that she's not squaring around to bunt. That's just how she loads up to hit. But she is squared completely toward the pitcher. As she goes into her motion, she pulls back with her load. Hey, there's no one right way to play this game. There's no one right way to take an at-bat, and it's the hardest thing in all of sports to do, is to hit a round ball with a round bat squarely. If you can find something like that that helps you get your timing down, some kind of timing mechanism, by all means do it. And that's what Aislinn Hart is obviously doing at the plate. So I stand corrected. That is not a square around a bunt. It's just the way she does things. Misses inside with that one, does Hannah Hooker, and Aislinn Hart way ahead 2-0 in the account. Hannah Hooker looks to the dugout, gets some instructions from her coach, Heather Hawk. Her Patriots trailing the Raiders 6-1. The pitch to Aislinn is in the dirt. Nice job back there by the Patriot catcher, Lexi Roberts, keeping that from going to the backstop. She's done a good job back there all game long. That is something that is not appreciated enough in this game, is a catcher who keeps the ball in front of her. She kept runners at first and second instead of second and third. Big difference. 3-0 to Aislinn Hart. Last time in this situation, she was taken all the way. Let's see if Aislinn has the green light right here. She does not. She takes 3-0, the old automatic. 3-1 now the count. Aislinn walked and scored a run in that big 4-run second inning for the Raiders. The Raiders scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second. They scored 1 here in the fifth. They lead 6-1 in the bottom of the fifth. 5-run lead, 6 outs to go for the Lady Raiders. Steve Wright call. Boy, that was a good pitch right there, just on the inside corner. Definitely not a hitter's pitch. It's low and hard and clipping that corner. That's not what Aislinn was looking for. 2 strikes. She's going to have to swing at anything close right here. Payoff pitch on the way. Ball in the dirt. Nicely blocked, but that is ball 4, and Aislinn Hart walks and loads up the bases for Lily Grace Crocker. Brooklyn Panic advances to third, so you got Panic on third, Golden on second, Aislinn Hart on first, and Lily Grace Crocker, the Lady Raider catcher, stands in. She is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 2 runs scored. She reached base on a fielder's choice in the second. Lined out to the shortstop in her previous at-bat in the fourth. Here she bats in the bottom of the fifth with the bases loaded and 1 down. First pitch to Crocker. Steeright called. Inside corner. I think our umpiring crew has done a good job today. They've been consistent in their strike zone, maybe just a little bit expanded. And in high school softball, I like that. Give them a ball off the plate either way. Makes it a hitter's game, makes the game go by quicker. So I think the umpires have done a good job. Here's the 0-1 to Lily Grace Crocker. Missed that just a little low. 1-1 now the count to Lily Grace. So Lily Grace's dad, Greg Crocker, here earlier. Longtime friend of mine. Good man. Works for UPS, has for years, so he didn't have to travel far from his working location. UPS is just right across Raider River from here. Here's the 1-1 to Lily Grace Crocker, swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. She fires across, and it fires wide. That'll be a E6 and 2-run score for the Lady Raiders. So Lily Grace reaches on an error, and coming around to score is Brooklyn Panic and Kate Golden. Aislinn Hart advances to third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. 8-1 now the score, as 2-run score on the Palestine-Wheatley throwing error. That'll bring up Eden White. Eden White 2 for 2 on the day. Triple and a single. Hit by pitch in the first inning. She is the Lady Raiders cleanup hitter, and she has done her job well today. First pitch to Eden White. Swinging a soft little pop-up on the infield. Nice play by the second baseman, and it's going to be a double play. So it'll be scored 4-3. F4-3. I'm going to put that little notation to remind me that was a pop-up on the infield, and that is the second and the third outs of the inning. The later Raiders, however, do pick up 3, and they extend their lead to 8-1. We've played 5. You're watching Lady Raider softball on NTV.
First time you held on to the time you let go. Life is a series of unforgettable firsts, the ones that are planned and the ones that take you by surprise. We celebrate and support these firsts as we travel this journey with you, because firsts are what life is all about. First Community Bank, where community comes first.
And we welcome you back to Lady Raider Field. You're watching Lady Raider softball on NTV. Nettleton with a 8-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning over Palestine-Wheatley. Both teams coming in with 6-6 records. Nettleton lost a couple of heartbreakers last night at Searcy. They led 5-1 going into the bottom of the 7th inning in the first game. Searcy scored 5 runs and beat Nettleton in walk-off fashion. That's a heartbreaker. And Nettleton, basically the same story, second verse. I don't know the details in the second game, but Nettleton jumped out to a lead and was unable to hold it. Just a couple of heartbreaking losses for the Lady Raiders last night. That moved them from 6-4 on the season to 6-6. Looking to go above 500 here as they lead Palestine-Wheatley 8-1. Top of the 6th inning. the shortstop, Spencer, leads off in 1 pitch, 1 out, as she pops up to the pitcher, Aislinn Hart. Aislinn has fired a fine game out there. She has allowed 1 run on, by my count, 3 hits. Worked out of a jam or 2, especially in the 3rd inning, and worked out of a bases-loaded jam. She's a freshman, Aislinn Hart. One of, I believe, 3 freshmen that start. And that's going to be a base hit, hard hit ball there by Allie Parson. And that's her 2nd hit of the game. She is at first with 1 out, and that'll bring up Anna French. Actually, Kennedy Davenport is the pinch hitter. She takes strike 1. So Kennedy Davenport batting for Anna French. Her first at-bat. She's behind the count 0-1. She offered it that. That's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a tap foul. We'll do the 0-2 again. Oh and 2 now the count to Davenport. Missed just inside. Nice spot there by Aislinn Hart. When you got somebody 0-2, you don't want to give them a strike. Something like that out of the strike zone. That's a good 0-2 pitch. The 1-2 misses a little bit up and away. 2-2 now the count to Davenport. Swing and a miss. Davenport goes down swinging, and that's the 2nd out of the inning, and that will bring up Erica Odie. And that's another pinch hitter, 23. That is Kaylee Hill. Hill swinging at the first pitch to the first baseman, and the play is made over there by Vidalia McIntyre, and that's the 3rd out of the inning, and we are 3 outs away from a Lady Raider victory. We have now played 5.5. Well, I think I said that right. Let's put it this way. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Lady Raiders leading 8-1. You're watching Lady Raider softball on NTV.
Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession. It's a way of life. As owner of Della Plain Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Della Plain Seed Company.
Raiders have wrecks they call collision repair. Back in 1986, Nettleton's Jeff Edgar was smashing baseballs. He hit the first home run in Raider baseball history. These days, he's fixing smashed cars at Collision Repair. Collision Repair's staff is second to none, and their facilities are world class. They'll get you fixed up and back on the road in no time. Collision Repair. It's where the Raiders go when the Raiders have wrecks.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Raider softball on NTV. It's been all Nettleton in this game as they lead 8-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nettleton will be sending up their 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters, Ramsey Crum, Hannah Marsico, and Vidalia McIntyre to the plate to face Hannah Hooker. Nettleton scored 1 run in the first, 4 runs in the second, then they scored 3 runs in the 5th inning, and that's where we stand right now in the bottom of the 6th, 8-1. Good to see the Lady Raiders swinging the bats, playing good defense. Been a fun game to watch. Glad to have you along for the ride, wherever you may be watching, however you may be watching. A lot of times people watch these games. If they have a smart TV, they can watch it in the comfort of their living room. A lot of people watch them on their phones, on their iPads. It's a nice way to be able to take in a ball game, and appreciate our great school here at Nettleton providing the equipment and providing me a job to be able to do this for sure. Shout out to Nettleton Public Schools. Ramsey Crum at the plate. She watches ball one. Beautiful day, 53 degrees and sunny. April 1st. I want to say a big happy birthday to Phil Carter, Nettleton Athletic Director and High School Principal Brian Carter's father. It's Phil's birthday today. He was born on April Fool's Day. The cynics out there might say that says a lot. I would never say that. I am a Phil Carter fan. Happy birthday to Phil Carter. Legendary local state trooper. And he coached a lot of my youth sports teams, Little League Baseball and YMCA football. He was a good one. He always had a good team. Of course, it helped that his son was on the team, Brian Carter. He was always one of the better kids and better players in whatever league he played in. But Phil always did a good job of teaching the game, teaching it the right way, and making it fun. So happy birthday to Phil Carter. He is 39 years old today. Here's the 2-1 to Crum. Swinging a shot right center field. It's high. It's deep. It is over the outfielder's head and off the base of the wall. Cruising into second base with a leadoff double is Ramsey Crum, and boy, she gave that one a ride. Got under it just a little bit. If the late great Harry Carey were here, he might say if she would have just eaten one more biscuit for breakfast, that would have been a dinger. So Ramsey Crum with a leadoff double. The Lady Raiders in business. Hannah Marcico at the plate. She's 0 for 1, but she's reached a couple of times, was hit by a pitch. That's reaching base the hard way. Then that was in the first inning, then she walked in the second. First delivery to Marcico. Swinging a ground ball through the wickets and into left field. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. That ball was hit hard enough. I'm going to go ahead and give her a single on that. I guess baseball purists, softball purists might call that an E5 as it went right through the legs of the third baseman. As hard as that was hit, though, I'm crediting Hannah Marcico with a single. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm going to err on the side of helping Hannah Marcico's batting average. So single for Marcico, puts runners, and she advances on the throw, I suppose, and second and third for Vidalia McIntyre. McIntyre singled in her last at-bat and scored. Here's the first pitch to her. It's a ball high. 1-0 the count to Vidalia McIntyre. She also popped up to the second baseman and was retired reached on a fielder's choice, I should say, in the second inning. So 1 for 3 on the day is Vidalia McIntyre. The 1-0 to her. If you average going 1 for 3, they will put you in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That would put your batting average at .333, and that is a Hall of Fame batting average. The great Babe Ruth, the greatest baseball player of all time, his lifetime average was .342. A lot of people don't realize that. They think he was just hit a lot of home runs but didn't hit for good average. He had a lifetime average of .342. Strike called. Vidalia. Sweet Vidalia. 2-1 now the count to the first baseman, Vidalia McIntyre. Here's the 2-1. Steer right called. 2-2 now the count. McIntyre, a sophomore, member of the class of 2023. along with my son, Kobe Miller. Good class, the class of 2023. Some people say it may be the best since 1989, which everybody agrees is the best class ever. Here's the 2-2, swinging a shot. That's a base hit. It scores 1 run. They hold up the runner at third. Ramsey Crum scores. Marcico held up at third, and that is an RBI single by Fidelia McIntyre. She's having herself a fine day. She advances to second, and that'll bring up Becca Tibbs. So McIntyre 2 for 4 on the day. Becca Tibbs stands in the last 2 at-bats. She's hit the ball on the screws, as they say. I mean, she's hit the ball well. Just unfortunately right at somebody. That's a base hit right there. Becca Tibbs with a single, 1 run in. Here comes the other, 2 runs in. How about that? Becca Tibbs with the RBI single scores. Marcico scores. McIntyre gives Nettleton a 11-1 lead, and that's a ball game, folks. That's the old run rule right there. Nettleton 11. Palestine-Wheatley 1 as Becca Tibbs ends it on a 2 RBI single. Heck of a win for the Raiders. They moved to 7-6 on the season. Palestine-Wheatley drops to 6-7. I want to say thanks to our friends from Palestine-Wheatley for coming up and playing the game. Congratulations to the Lady Raiders. Big thanks to McKenna Oliver for directing the broadcast and to Lindsey Miller for running the camera. For those folks, for all of us here at NTV, thank you for watching the game today. Hope that you have a wonderful Easter weekend, and we'll see you soon on NTV. Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.